Uh, yo, this is gonna be a rambling. This is gonna be a rant. But I was on YouTube today, and I was checking out some old videos of the past. Talking about the manosphere and all that stuff. Even though I'm not a part of it no more, but I was just reminiscing and just checking out some of the old videos of the past. And I was checking out this guy named Minister Jap, and he had a video. A video. He made a video, and the title of the video was called "The Severe Simping of the So-Called Educated Lane." And I checked it out, and I was looking at it, and he made some valid points on how guys during the during the '90s era, making that good corporate money, they was out there simping and stuff. They had them good jobs, making them, making good money in them factory jobs, those labor jobs. But at the same time, they was out there simping, wasting their time and their resources and money, all because of the name of, getting pussy and all that stuff, having sex or whatever. But Minister Jap pointed out this one thing about in the corporate world on how, like in the '90s, a lot of those corporate executives would hire a lot of black women instead of hiring black men. And he just pointed out something that was very important, and which I totally agree. The main reason why those corporate executives hired the black women because they know that the black women were more subservient under his rule, under his laws. But if they would have hired a lot of black men, eventually that black man was going to rebel because that black man or black man in general was not going to kiss the white man's ass all the damn time. Sooner or later, that black man will understand his role as a man and he would rebel. Basically saying that even though the black man is at the bottom of the totem pole, he is still a man. He still represents the masculine principle because he's a man. He's a male, and by him being a black man in corporate America, it's going to be he's not going to kiss the white man's ass all the damn time because eventually he's going to know his role as a black man, as a masculine man in America, and he's going to rebel. And sooner or later, that black man will begin to start, later on, that black man will have the potential to start his own corporate firm, to start his own corporation. That's why the white executives didn't hire a lot of black men because they knew that the black man would not only would not only rebel, but that black man would become a threat and have his own law firm, will have his own corporation, and hire more people just like him. That's why the white executives didn't hire a lot of black men because they knew that the black man was a threat. They knew that the black man was a threat because once the black man began to understand his role in his society, once he be able to understand the money system, he'll be able to branch out on his own, rebel, and also create his own corporation. Create their own corporations. So that's why they hired the black woman instead because they knew that the black woman was more subservient under his rule. So she'll listen to him because from a black woman's point of view, they believe that the white man was number one because he's the leader, he's the ruler under the money system, under the rule of the whole economic system. So that's why the black woman was basically was under the white man's thumb because they believed that the white man, was in charge of the whole money system, was in charge of the whole economic system. So that's why they was more subservient under him. But like I said before, if the white man would have hired more black men instead, eventually those black men will not only rebel but start their own corporations. So, big ups to Minister Jap. He was right, on that point. It just dawned on me. Like it really just dawned on me. Black men, we really are a threat in America. Black men, listen, when it comes to black men in America, black American men, this is why culture is very important. By knowing who you are, by knowing your people's lineage, nothing can stop you. Because think about it, nobody knows you more better than you. And by knowing your history, by having cultural understanding about yourself as a whole, excuse me, nothing can stop you. This is why culture is very important. This is why all races of people understand their blood lineage because they have a strong culture. When it comes to black people, we don't have a strong culture because we don't know who the hell we are. We don't know where we came from. This is why this is why black people are always like I don't know about now, but back in the day, black people was always put under the microscope because the white establishment was fearful of another black planet. They were fearful of the rise of black people, not just the rise of a black messiah, but just the rise of black people, period. Because, like I said before, if blacks understood who they really were or really are as a people by having cultural understanding, by having knowledge of self, by knowing their family lineage, then nothing can stop us. Nothing can stop us, black people, especially you, black man. Nothing will stop you. By knowing who you are, knowing your family lineage, having cultural understanding about oneself, nothing will stop you. And that's when the rise and the fear of a black planet will commence. But I digress on that, man. I digress. But when it goes, just going back to the whole corporate thing, man, that's why they didn't hire a lot of black men because they was fearful that the black man would rebel and also start his own corporations because he'll begin to understand the money system. He'll begin to understand the corporate aspect of things, So I get it now. Big ups to Minister Jab. I have to give him props on that, man. Big ups to him. It just really dawned on me. It been dawned on me, but I began to have a more deeper understanding and realizing that these white executives, by back then, they was fearful. They were actually fearful of that black man rebelling, not only rebelling, but start his own corporations, start their own law firms and all that stuff, and start to hire people that's just like him. I get it now. They don't want the black man to rise up. They don't want the black masculine principle to rise up. They didn't want that shit to happen. So that's why they hired the black woman, because they know that the woman is more subservient to power. And the white man represented power back then, especially during the corporate fields back then. I get it now. I totally get it. I get it now. So big ups to Minister Jap. I give him props on that. And for the most part, that's all I gotta say about that, man. That's all I gotta say. The rise and fear of a black planet. They don't want black men to rise up and reclaim their glory and reclaim their position. They don't want that, man. They don't want that. This is why culture is very important. This is why culture is needed. And also, we need black men to understand the financial aspect of things. The whole economic financial. We need to understand the money system. We need to understand how the money system works, so we can just rise up and just come together and work together as well too. We need to do all of those things. We need to understand how the money system works, and we also need to develop a strong culture so we can be able to work together. And that's about it, man. That's all I got to say about that. So, yeah, man. So, thank you so much, and have a good day.